Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Don't forget to do the practice every day in the morning, the moment you wake up. There is a tradition, and let me take a bath before I sit, and we don't take a bath, we don't practice. So forget about all those rituals. Pay attention to the knowledge. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You all know it means may there be happiness for all. What is it? It is a hope to find happiness, everywhere, in every being. And opposite of it, there is a bad expectations. You see, bad expectation and hope. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. It's a dual journey of life. To awaken to peace within, to perceive the peace within everyone, and give it an outward expression. Without integration of these changes, progress will stop. Simple thing. And that is why we become busy. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. We are like guests in this body. This body, we have not to stay forever. So the sense of completeness is independent of the body. You see that I gave another meaning? The more you contemplate and reflect every day, the more your mind moves into a mental maturity, and that mental maturity is required. In one word, but you have to understand what is the mental maturity in Eastern wisdom. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. May there be auspiciousness for all. You are seeking that auspiciousness, that peace, that happiness from the existence. You are still seeking. And you are seeking happiness, peace, love from the world outside. When you are seeking from the world outside, it is a bad expectation. It is, the journey is very subtle. Journey of the Eastern wisdom is very subtle. Open your eyes and keep listening. Journey of the Eastern wisdom is very subtle. Seeking is there in both the cases. Desire is in both the cases. I desire, let everyone be happy. And I desire that you give me peace and happiness. And if you don't repeat it, you become busy in your stuff. It will never happen. We are going at the subtler level every day, every session. So understand, beautiful hope directed towards the existence, or beautiful desire, you can say. Normally, desire is not beautiful, but the desire for seeking peace and happiness from the world outside. It is a bad expectation. It becomes craving, it becomes addiction. Just check it, understand it. You might see in your daily life. Because of the bad expectations, you get anger, you have hesitation, you react, you have a duality, you have a conflict. But now I hope let everyone be happy. Why? If we don't make the mind subtle, those six treasures will remain at the intellectual level. It will not be realized in daily life. Another point, I'm seeking happiness from the existence. Say, I'm seeking peace from you. Why don't you pay attention? You did not give me the peace. You see, bad expectations, craving. Let the existence give me the peace through you. Now you are agitated over me, and I see the endurance is required here, that I should maintain my peace and calm. Are you getting it? This is the message. Once we get this message, then we are able to awaken those six strengths. We have heard it, we have listened to it, we have understood it, but now we have to understand. My master used to say that being elder is more than the physical growth. I have a gray beard, it means I'm a senior and I'm respected. No, if I'm crazy, how can I be respected? No chance. So when I have a physical growth, then respect bison every day, respect elephant. So we have to change our perception also. Why? I have to make my mind subtle to recognize and realize what is this peace and happiness within me. I'm just, throwing some bites so that you should remember. Sometimes, I'm your older brother, you don't listen to me. Why should I listen to you if you're crazy? But yes, I should not fight with you. I should not react. I will maintain my endurance. This is the message. Why? Because I'm constantly recognizing that peace and happiness within me. Why? Because I have a beautiful hope from the existence. I don't have any expectations from the world outside. Understand, remember this. But question is why it happens. It happens to everyone. Why it happens. That is what the Eastern wisdom teaches us. It is the path of the inner freedom. Path of the inner freedom. So now understand the cause why it happens. It is the mind versus me principle. Mind versus me principle. So when the me becomes the mind, then we have an expectations from the world outside. Oh, you should have taught it earlier. That is how we have to progress step by step. My body hurts. We cannot be the body. Do you see me and mine? My anger is intense. We cannot be the anger. Now, the moment you recognize I cannot be the anger, anger is not mine. I am not angry. Anger is not mine. It belongs to the mind. Why it belongs to the mind? The mind has a bad expectations from you. Tell me if you really absorb this statement, will you be in anxiety and hesitation? Instantly, it reverses the mind, the nature. Mind just reverses its attitude. We also say, my intellect is sharp. Well, we cannot be the intellect. even look at the positive side of it. So I maintain that awareness. I maintain that awareness. We cannot possess ourselves. Why? We are already here. Did you get it? We're making it subtle. We cannot possess ourselves. Why? We are already here. We are trying to understand and discover the six treasures, six inner wealth in the mind. But unless the veil is removed from the mind, we cannot really get it. Then you will say, oh, today this thing happened, my mom said this, and that is why I got agitated, why the mom is saying. Why the mom is saying? Expectations, bad expectations. Now find out what is the principle that I'm talking about it. That is where it takes you to the state of mindfulness here and now without practice. What is this? You see, I'm scratching through the fingertip. Fingertip cannot scratch itself. Did you understand this point? Fingertip can scratch any part of the body. It's very difficult for the animals to scratch. Sometimes they wag their tails, and sometimes, like rhinos, they allow the birds to scratch but they suck their blood. Come to the main point. I said fingers tip cannot scratch itself. A foot cannot step on itself. You cannot lift yourself in your own arms. That is very clear. You have understood it. But what is the principle? Find out. Think of it. And that will take you to the next level of, I would say, awakening. What is the principle? First principle we have understood. The second principle is subject. Any subject cannot act on an object, but a subject cannot act on itself. A subject can act on any object. I'm addressing you, I'm speaking to you, so I'm acting on you. I can lift the mouse, but a subject cannot act on itself. I am the subject. I cannot lift myself. A fingertip cannot scratch itself. A foot cannot step on itself. This is the power of discernment. I have to constantly contemplate and reflect to reach to a point of awareness where I have separated the subject and the object. Sometimes people start sleeping because, I cannot understand this concept. It's so simple. And yet, because my mind does not make an effort, why the mind does not make an effort? Because mind is carried away by the bad expectations. And that blocks the six treasures to awaken oneself. I've been saying that whatever the principle you learn, if you listen and learn and repeat it in your life, you have to check yourself whether you are able to change yourself in relationship, in your personal, professional, social life, my friends. Are you growing inside? Are you becoming richer and richer inside? If you are not becoming richer inside, it means you are getting the knowledge, you are listening it, but you are not changing yourself. You are not becoming a seeker. You are not becoming a teacher to yourself. what we are doing. We are trying to search if there are six inner treasures. Let us take the first two, the sama and the dhamma, calmness of the mind and a complete withdrawal of the senses from the world outside. Does not mean that I don't see you, but any past impression, any trigger is not there. It's just a right perception. It's just a perception. What is that perception? It is just an awareness. And sometimes you are not able to distinguish between the gender because you just see the person as a person, an article, an object is an object. That point of awareness can help you to awaken to the six treasures of the mind. Now, we have understood intellectually, we have sometime applied, we have experienced the joy and happiness, but we are trying to understand how to go deeper so that these six treasures will remain with us all the time. Person is just sitting on a beach, just a normal perception. And then the mind processes the information. Last time I also came to this beach, it was good, but I had a fight with someone, and now my perception is colored. Why I allowed it? It causes the bad expectations. The beauty of the beach is lost. That is another point we have to take into consideration. What we should do, we need to discern. We have to apply the discernment. We have to apply the discernment and dispassion. Once you apply the discernment, you have already found the calmness, samadhi. How the master explains it, I will refer to another text from the Upanishad. It says, in the darkness of ignorance, ego-based sorrows seem significant. Let me make it more simpler and easy. In the moments of bad expectations or seeking happiness and peace, love and wisdom from the world outside, from any person, any event, any situation, ego-based sorrows comes in the front. How it happens? Do you want to know how it happens? Your mind has already processed about a person from the memory, looking at him or her, that you do not love me. So how can I say that you are directly? No, I cannot say directly. So indirectly, I create a bad expectations. Yes, we hope, I believe that something is not, nothing is going right between us. You already have created that idea first in your mind. And that is why you are expressing bad expectations in a very polite manner outside, but you are very reactive inside. That is why we say refrain from blaming and complaining others. It veils your mind with ignorance. That is the meaning. In the darkness of ignorance, ego-based sorrows become significant. Nobody loves me. You are not special. Why should we love you? Huh? Why should we love you? Why should we love you? let us move to the subtler level. Today we have, starting from the first point, second point, third point, now the fourth point is also subtler, how to recognize it. I'm just aware of everything. Nothing, no attachment is there. That is a finer state. It doesn't mean that I don't recognize you're David, you're Jerry, you're Dennis, you're Kristen. No, I recognize. I'm giving a lesson that I recognize it. That is in the background, all knowing, aware of everything. But what is the difference? The second state of the mind, I'm getting carried away by even this session. I may point out that you are not doing good, but it doesn't mean that I'm carried away by that. I differentiate between what is constantly changing and what is not changing in me. What is changing? It has to do with expectations and ego. Where is the second? Your mind consistently remember that my true nature is dear to me, leaving aside everything. My true nature is dear to me. It means I'm in love, peace, and happiness. Hence, I will treat you with peace and happiness. It helps me to erase the bad expectations. And then we have those 6 treasures in life. Let me give a break. I will have only the 4 parts, 4 stages. The first thing I said, what is I said? I made it understanding me and mine principle. That is the first stage. You have already, my body hurts. I cannot be the body. Come on. Internally, I remember I have not to declare outside to the world. Internally, that changes my state of awareness. From me and mind, we move to the subject and object principle, where I said, yes, I can scratch any part of the body, but the fingertip cannot stretch itself. Subject cannot become or subject cannot act on itself. Subject can only act on the object. I can lift my mouse. It means mouse is an object. Now see that once I become aware of this, we need to just become aware of it, and that is enough. And then you discern. You discern. I gave you that example in the darkness of ignorance. Ego-based sorrows seem significant. Your mind can remind you of, you insulted me 15 years ago. The old wounds rise up. And especially it happens in relationship. So how to recognize this? All knowing, I'm aware of everything, hold on. Just an awareness. Whatever the thoughts are coming into my mind in relationship to you, I keep it aside. I check, this is a perfect awareness and this is the thoughtful awareness. Now, I don't need that. Why? They create a lot of challenges, they create a veil, they create a problem. That is how we are able to work on our mind intellectually in the beginning with understanding, repeat listening and learning, and then expressing. Here with your honey, mind goes to search for the old wounds. Oh, let us come and talk and communicate. So we talk with reference to the old wounds. Nothing will happen. Nothing will come out. Rare people, rare couple are there. They don't talk about the old ones. No, no, no memory from now, here and now. Let me express peace to you, and I will continue to wait until you manifest the peace and love towards me. I have a tremendous patience. Fourth one, endurance. Why I'm doing it? In order to awaken to those six treasures. In order to awaken to those six treasures. That is important. That is important. I have already discussed in detail. All these four aspects comes from understanding that as such there is no situational happiness, there is no situational sorrow. Last point for you to contemplate before we move to a discussion. You'll be amazed with these small principles. Object, it has a place. I have placed it on my mouse pad, phone is there, keyboard is there. Your computer is there by which you are looking at me. Do you see that it is an object? Yes, say yes. Now you are angry. Can you show me anger? Where is the anger? Is an object is there? No, no, inside me. Very good. Now go back to the second step. Remove the I and tell me where is the anger. It is not there. I'm just pointing out that is why we say we are not worthy of suffering. I can find the mouse. Where I have put the mouse, I can find the mouse there itself. I can find the object where it is located, unless my family member displaces it. But still I can find it. You are in anxiety. Show me anxiety as an object. Because I recognize, my mind recognizes the anxiety as an object. Now you all are great seekers, so that's why we are going into this. Find out where is the anxiety, where is the location. Why don't you understand? It is inside me. Okay, minus I. Where is anxiety? I have pleasure with I have anxiety with I have anger with I have frustration with I have bad expectations with I, without I, without I, without I thought. They don't exist. We discussed about the two types of perception. One is the objective perception. But at the same time, when I say I am angry, anger is also an object. Find out the location. It lives in the I. Whether you say ego or whatever you say. Now, let us talk about it. Anyone can take the lead in this because it helps you to articulate, you are contemplating, you are reflecting on it. Anyone can take the lead.
Sir? Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, like anger, anxiety, these things are within me and these are the objects.
Yeah.
And we cannot find them.
Find it. Tell me. If you find it, you are still having an ignorance And if you find it by discernment, it does not exist.
We have to use the discernment.
Hmm?
We have to use discernment.
Without discernment, nothing happens. That is what we have been doing. Anyhow, we don't see you. Remove that background so that we don't notice your expression also.
ठीक है सर, मैं
They
देखता
see.
हूँ.
Yes, David, you want to say something?
I mean, thank you. The jewel for me in that was just right at the end with, and summarized by saying, without the I, there are no challenges.
Yes. Yes. I am angry. I am upset with you. You gave me lot of stress. See that? So we pay too much attention. We overburden with lot of thoughts on the object. We ignore this. It is all coming from there. Bad expectations. So when we have a bad expectations, we destroy ourselves.
Thank you.
Yes. Dennis, you want to say?
Yes, quite a few things I noted today. The first one is seeking happiness from outside is a bad expectation, and we have to recognize this moment when the expectation starts and drop it, because these expectations are a part of ignorance that veil the real self. Then if I think that someone or something is disturbing me, it is wrong thinking. In fact, this person or an object is there for me to practice endurance and evolve. The other one is about Dhamma. I think my understanding of this treasure is that there is two parts to perception. The first part is the sense organ perceives the respective object, and then the second part comes where the mind processes the information from the sense organ and superimposes all the past impressions related to that object, all the memory that it has about or related to that object. And this superimposition distorts the image of an object. So through this prism of past impressions, that we cannot experience the object or a person as it is. So the Dhamma comes when we have the first part, but the second part is not there. So we can see. So we can see the object or the person without any past information related to it that comes from the mind. So we see the object or a person as it is. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to share is about it just came to me when you mentioned patience and impatience. And I think that the impatience comes, it is very close to the my thinking of the Dhamma when I explained the processing of the mind. So impatience comes when we build up impressions about the person or an object, and we look at it through the prism of these impressions. And if these impressions are negative, then sooner or later, the sum of these impressions cause us to act in a way, in an impatient way. But if we don't pick these impressions that are built up, if we don't mind them, if we drop them, and if we just see the person here and now before us as he is or she is, or the object as it is, then there is no place for impatience.
Yeah.
Then there is eternal patience, because whatever relations we had with that person in the past, they are irrelevant. The relevant is what is here and now. So there is no question of
No question.
impatience.
Beautiful understanding you explained in a way. And if that explanation lives in your mind for you, you are already near to awakening those 6 treasures. One point that I want to make, when I say, you articulated in a much better way, I am upset with you. So you are first object, and upset is the second object. We don't recognize this. We only recognize you and upset, both are you. I'm angry over you. You and anger becomes one. And I lose myself. So there is a bad expectations coming from the I thought, what the David says. And it demands only a contemplation and reflection. More you contemplate, reflect, say you are sitting before a person and your mind has reacted and you started reflecting. Mind, where are you going? Why? These are the 2 objects. One object is missing. It does not live. You're done. That is what we need to do. We have to live in the higher state of mental maturity to discover these 6 treasures. Yes, Christina, you want to say something?
It makes me think of, I guess it's being reminded that it's a thinking problem. We're having a thinking problem. And, you know, I was thinking about crossing the street the other day, and a man yelled at me and called me a name. And I could have, had a reaction to that. But if we apply the Eastern wisdom, it's like, oh, no, it's my thinking problem that would cause me to have a reaction. And it removes it as an issue, ultimately.
Definitely. Modern psychology has started the talk therapy, what is known as counseling, etc., etc. It is very good, but they are missing these principles. They miss these principles to help their patients. I will not speak more about it otherwise. How are you, Jerry? You want to say anything?
Yes, sir. The part where you said the subject can't work on the subject, that kind of hit me a little bit, because I always think about the mind working on the mind, but it's really the information and the wisdom working on the mind, or through the intellect. So I guess that's the way the subject works, not on itself, but through the wisdom.
Yes.
And I liked where Dennis went with, I feel like that is the work that where at least for myself, I have to put a lot of energy in those thousands and thousands of impressions that have built up, so that each day I could look at David or my daughter or anyone that I see on a regular basis as new, as not with a blank slate. And that's not always easy to do, because we're habitual. There are patterns and routines and rituals. So the mind has to be able to really create that blank slate every day, to get rid of reacting to something from a past impression.
You're right, Jerry. It used to happen to me many years ago. And my mind picked up one best principle. Mind, where is the Satoguna? So my response has to be in the Satoguna. It has to be full of knowledge. It has to be devoid of the objectivity. Devoid the, I don't see, where is the anger? Where is the hesitation? Where is the reaction? And then I used to have a smile on the face. Yes, you are perfectly right. It's a clear understanding, a subtle understanding that it is very challenging in the beginning. But you accept the challenge, and then the life becomes so beautiful. Then your mind is not wandering throughout the day. My daughter has said this, my son has said this, my honey said this, or this guy. No. Because those thought accumulates, they create a pattern of blame and complaint. My value set changes. And we fall down. Yes. Do you want to share, Vaibhav?
Yes, sir. So, sir, my understanding of this, like the subject cannot change the subject, is like that real self cannot change the real self. So, real self remains always the same, and anything which is changing is an object to the real self. So, when I'm angry or when I'm frustrated, there's an object, and then only I get frustrated or I get angry. Because if that object is not there, then anger will also not there.
Yeah.
And
That
one
is-
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And one question, sir, like you were saying that when if I is not there, then the anger is not there. Then is this I is the projected I, or is that again the real self?
Because if it is a projected I, it is making me discomfort, reaction, anger, and anxiety. So when I say this I is absent, it means still there is a refined I, or you can say I plus Satoguna is already there. Otherwise, we cannot say who recognizes. One aspect. And if we say that, I don't see any I, then I'm already awakened. So one is the awakened state, and the other is the refined I, follows the Satoguna, and third is following the Raju and the Tamoguna. That is why I accumulate all these impressions and I continue to blame and complain and all that. So for the sake of understanding, we say minus I. Minus I. Beautiful sharing. Close your eyes. Find out being, be, place, position, and posture. All you have shared the wisdom in your own way.
सर मेरे कैमरे में प्रॉब्लम है।
Everyone's wisdom कभी नहीं मानेगा ये अशोक जो है, तुम छोड़ ही दो यार। Place, position, and posture. Being comfortable. You see that it is your intellect that is playing with the mind, and so called the practice. Mind instantly moves on the entire body, and you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now be carefree, the next step. Being carefree. Free from, that is where comes the subject and object relationship. That is what we discussed. Can you figure out in being carefree? I am watching all the thoughts, feeling, emotions, sensations. They are separate from you. One more beautiful thing that we will be covering in the future lessons. I give you an example. The birds flying in the sky, nothing happens to the birds. No, nothing happens to the sky. whether the birds are present or not. You see how our masters have the genius. They concluded that that space is all pervading. It is the space, the bird, each bird is surrounded by the space. So when I know any object, that subject surrounds that object, without which I cannot know. When we reach to that point of a knower, carefree becomes the deeper state of meditation. When you're doing this practice a couple of times, you hear this principle. This is for your reflection, my friends. We want to speed up the journey now. And in that state, look at the flow of the breath. The flow of the breath. We will be doing all the passive steps today. A little bit of semi-passive. So you are looking at the flow of the breath. The breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation. No change. In that flow of the breath, look at all the objects, or I would say series, layers of objective reality. The outermost layer is the sixth first neighbor, is the world outside of people, situation, relationship, mountains, my home, my car, etc., etc., etc. Our mind can easily, intellectually, otherwise experientially recognize they are the objects in the world. It's not a big problem. But when it comes to relationship, the object becomes the subject. Honey, you caused all the problems to me. Only you are responsible for my love. You see, I make the object as a subject. What is this known as? Ignorance, impurity, superimposition. And then the second neighbor is the body. I already explained you. This is my body. When there is a pain, I have a headache. Those are the moments you have to recall, recognize. No, both are not true. Same thing applies to the third neighbor, the life force, the breath. I say the breath is life. Really? The breath is independent of the body, but we see the life with reference to the body. I'm just throwing some thoughts from the Eastern wisdom. Fourth neighbor is the mind, as you all shared a common experience that any thought pertaining to an object is different from the knower, from the I. Mind. We cannot get rid of that the mind is not a subject. I'm listening. Yes, we have to continue communicating, but deeper inside. and the intellect, the I thought. And this I thought also do not leave us easily. And as you all shared, we have to contemplate and reflect every day. Oh, then my job, no, you'll be able to do your job much better because you continue to live in a higher awareness. And the sixth is the ignorance, causal body. It is already full of past impressions. And behind that, Sarvesham, now come the bad expectations and a beautiful hope. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Just reflect for a while how I started this session today. I'm seeking happiness for all from the existence. One statement. Or if I say I'm seeking that, honey, you should give happiness to all, not possible. The I thought comes as a big barrier. Oh, you are mine. You see the confusion and the conflict? It continues. Even we feel we are not upset. It's a new normal in a modern society. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham. You see, you already understood that part. We are seeking the peace from the existence. Then my mind should never say that I find myself upset in your presence. Get out of here. I know more or less we made the same statement. Is it possible to change? I'm giving you the practical. You have to live into that state. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Again, completeness. Existence is always complete. I have a sense of incompleteness, and I also point out the sense of incompleteness in you. Why? Should I make a statement? You'll be surprised. Yes, when we were dating and I found you, you are a wonderful person. You always loved me. But now that love is lost, so I found the sense of incompleteness in you, but I don't recognize the sense of completeness in me. And the fact is that sense of incompleteness does not exist. I gave you an example. A mouse exists as an objective reality. You see, we have to reach to that level of reflection in our life. Then we are living in mindfulness all the time. You need not to even think of anything. Your perception becomes clear. And now, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. And now, looking inside the heart, visualize the triangle pointing upward. Move the mind on each side of the triangle. Dropping Om Shanti. Dropping Om Shanti. And when you find the strength of movement of the mind on the side of a triangle, Om Shanti, and That is the moment, singing loudly in your mind, pushing the mind deep inside your cave of your heart. Mind seems to stop. That is the moment you drop Shanti. And after dropping Shanti, do nothing, self-absorption, totally absorbed. In the state of the self-absorption, you experience you're too far from the world outside objective reality. You're too far from the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of the past. And something very deep. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Ah. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Ah. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms Place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Janice?
Comfortable and peaceful meditation and very deep dark space and calmness at the end. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Similar for me, very deep, peaceful, dark, comfortable. Thank you.
Yes, don't forget the importance of the talk plus your contemplation and reflection. That plays an important role in moving into the deeper and a higher state of meditation. Because for that period, the mind is away and too far from the objective reality. It does not build up those connections. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, the mind was busy kind of contemplating, but if like far away, I felt the awareness of the stillness and calm and peace inside, and also the kind of busyness of the mind, just reflecting. So
Yes, there is some kind of misunderstanding in the 90% of the people who say, I'm practicing meditation, so the mind should be completely devoid of all the thoughts and past impressions. No thought should come. Okay, agreed. So this thought, that thought of blankness should also not be there? Yes. Then it is just equivalent to a deep sleep. We are not aware of anything. On the other hand, what you say, yes, mind is busy, that is too far, and I am absorbed into meditation. So this works consciously. This is a better approach. This is much deeper way of meditating. What you said, this is a deeper way of meditating. So I should just not speak too much, but I just give a reflection. In the very beginning of the Hatha Yoga text, they lay extreme importance on something like becoming like an inert object. Inert object means like you are sticking like a mountain, you don't move. They pay extreme attention on not moving, inertness. Inertness means the extreme tamoguna to suppress the rajoguna. That is also a kind of meditation. But those meditation practices will take almost 50 years to reach to what we have already reached. So I will talk in detail about it. It is known as Jad Samadhi. Jad means the inert meditation. So it means that my phone is doing meditation. Mouse is also doing meditation. Inertness, complete. Forgetfulness, complete forgetfulness. That is equivalent to ignorance, extreme tamoguna. So many of those, especially Hatha Yoga practitioners, I'm not talking of this American or any whatever we teach in the studio, that is totally different. But people in the Himalayas, they stand on one feet and they continue. They want to make this body as totally inert, devoid of the Rajoguna. So obviously, but it takes long time. Beautiful. How we have done? Yeah, Christina. Ashok, apni shakal dikha do.
Thank you. My mind was a bit busy, but I was able to just keep saying, pull back, and it's like developing a new relationship with all of those um, attachments and previous thoughts and
Yeah.
relationships.
But in inert meditation, this does not happen. You need not to worry about it. You pay too much of attention on the stillness of the body, on the endurance, on the austerity. But here you are using the mind, contemplative mind. That is okay. That is good. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So mind is calm. So, sir, when we are going to the neighbors, like the world outside, then we have a body. So these things will remain be there. And then it comes to my mind, ki what I'm thinking. So with respect to that, it's like I have to, why I'm thinking in a different in a wrong way and not in the right way, is like that is the practice I'm developing. And it is difficult when some situations happen sometimes and mind gets reacted because of those memories. So even why I'm keeping those memories is again a question which I ask to myself. So
Yes, it is due to the value set we discussed in detail. Value set is caused by the past impressions. We have to replace another values until the mind continues to seek the real self. The first part of the answer. And yes, you have to be very clear. We are recognizing the false as a false, not the false as a real. So the false will continue to support me in my personal, professional, social life. As I said, all the 6 neighbors. This body will continue to exist. But I have recognized that I'm not the body. I have recognized. What is perceived and experienced? Pay attention, my friends. What is perceived and experienced? You cannot find the cause. One principle of understanding the false. Water in the mirrors. I experience it. Blueness of the sky, I experience. But if you don't pick up, if your intellect stretches to one level, then what is that? What is the definition of a false? Anything that is false must have a cause. That cause, either it is not there or the cause does not go any change. What is the cause of a snake that is false on the rope that I see? The cause is the rope. Do I see any chains in the rope? No. Do I see any chains in the sky? I see the blueness of the sky. But do I see any chains in the sky? No, I don't see any chains in the sky. It means it is false. So it does not mean that I have to reject, I start living my life like a ghost or a vampire, whatever you say. No, we are living there. So gradually what is going to happen, that I'm going to talk about it, the magic then takes place. What is that magic? Just I'm giving a hint. Wave, water. So in the beginning, we separate the wave from the water. The wave is a false, but the wave continues to remain. So we start living in the highest state of discernment. Then what we realize, why you are separating? Wave is also a water. we come to a realization the entire existence. Body appears as a false because of the real self. We bypass all the distinctions. Everything is existence. We are approaching there. Anything you want to say, Ashok, I don't see you. Okay. He is very much present in his own mind, not to us. Thank you.
Is a problem.
Yes, yes, yes. We also have a problem.
सर कैमरे में प्रॉब्लम है और पता नहीं